My dear friends, welcome. Welcome to our annual lunch. Joining us are 8 cabinet ministers, 170 parliamentarians and ministers from every single department in government. You may recall the last time that we met, there were some people suggesting that we should apologise for the Balfour Declaration. It was also suggested that we should just simply commemorate the Balfour Declaration. I'm delighted to say that because of our Prime Minister, Theresa May, we have celebrated the centenary of the Balfour Declaration. The reason why Conservative Friends of Israel remains an important voice inside the Conservative Party is because nobody represents the interests of Israel greater in this country than CFI. And no one represents the interests of the United Kingdom greater than CFI when we're in Israel. And no organisation is more committed to a lasting peace in the Middle East than Conservative Friends of Israel.
The people of Israel, the Palestinian people, and all those in the region who need peace in a fragile area need the process to be successful. There is still an opportunity, and it must be grasped.
In a Middle East plagued by extremism and intolerance, where over recent years all too many religious sites have been desecrated or destroyed, Israel stands out as a beacon of tolerance and religious freedom. In the holy city, the sites of all faiths are vigorously protected, as are the rights of all believers. The centenary of General Allenby's liberation of Jerusalem gives us an opportunity to celebrate the amazing relationship between our two democracies. Our government-to-government ties are robust, with our cooperation in intelligence and defence and counter-terrorism making both our peoples more secure. Our economic ties are stronger than ever. Bilateral trade reached £5 billion just last year. That is creating jobs and prosperity in both our countries. As the new global Britain looks out to the world, more and more people in the UK understand that Israel is the natural partner for innovation, and innovation is the future. And as ambassador, I know all too well that Conservative Friends of Israel will continue to make the case for even greater cooperation. So it is only right that I conclude with some words of thanks for all the work that CFI does. Sir Eric Pickles, Honorary President Lord Pollack, Commons Chair Stephen Crabb, Chairman Sir Andrew Heller, and the whole CFI team. Thank you, all of you, for what you do day in, day out, both in Parliament and in the grassroots, to support the bilateral partnership between our two democracies, to promote the values that our two countries share, and to remind others of the essential justice of Israel's cause. Thank you very much.
It is a particular honour to be asked to address this lunch because it is one of the biggest events in the political calendar for any parliamentarian. CFI is in rude health. It is the case that there are cabinet ministers, newly elected members of parliament, peers, thinkers, doers, business people, figures of renown and stature across British public life who are gathered here today. Israel truly is a light to the world, and let us pray that light burns brightly for all time. Let there be no ambiguity. We are right in Britain to feel pride about the role that we played in the restoration of Jewish sovereignty in the land of Israel. Britain didn't give the Jewish people a state because it was not Britain's gift to give. The Jewish people had the right to live in the land of Israel, have the right to live in the land of Israel, not because of a letter from Whitehall a century ago, but because that land has always been and always will be the historic homeland of the Jewish people. It wasn't gifted to them by this country, it is their birthright. It doesn't require a historian to observe that Israel was attacked in 1948 by all its neighbors trying to destroy the state at birth. And that was the aggressor's aim in 1967, as it was in 1973. Elimination. It is the political project of Hamas, the military ambition of Hezbollah, the dark fantasy of Al-Qaeda, and the animating wickedness at the heart of ISIS. Elimination. History tells us again and again that when they have their chance, the enemies of the Jewish people want to erase the Jewish faith, the Jewish state, the Jewish people itself. We cannot let them. And it is necessary to return to these historical facts, to state them again and again, because there is no abatement in the threat to Israel. On the contrary, it has grown stronger in this country in recent years, as a movement has grown in vigor and audacity in attacking Israel and its friends. That movement seeks to paint Israel as the sole aggressor in the Middle East and the sole cause of any and all instability in the region. And if anyone doubts the reach and the determination of the anti-Israel movement in this country, consider this. In the last month, November 2017, there were 176 anti-Israel events across the UK. 176. 6 a day. This determined and implacable activism is evidence of a movement fueled by a dark and furious energy. And the anti-Israel movement hopes to take advantage not only of fading memories, but of residual and nascent bigotries of the worst kind. No greater success story could have been invented, and no greater source of hope in that region could have been imagined than the creation, preservation, and present thriving of the world's one and only Jewish state. Thank you.